As the coronavirus pandemic infected the economy, killing jobs, those left at the office worked ever harder to keep theirs.
A lot of companies reduced their workforce, so I felt the need to work more in that 40-hour week too, because A, we didn't have all the same staff that we had pre-COVID, but also I was afraid of losing my job.
So-called near-death experiences often bring self-examination, say experts. Even hiring managers have noticed a reordering of priorities in workers. What does it seem to you that this has done to our mindset about work?
I think people are being really selective of where they're working. They have to have incentive to work now.
Those incentives, he says, include more flexibility than ever, a good work culture. We want good pay, and we want a place where we can fit in.
You mentioned in the beginning.
In fact, Dr. Anthony KLOTZ of Texas A&M says an ascertainment process has already begun to help businesses figure that out.
I think there's a number of services out there, polling services, that are conducting a lot of surveys right now about how employees are feeling. And so I think organizational leaders will soon have a lot of information about the percentages of employees who are thinking about leaving their job. And I think it's going to be higher than a lot of people expect.
Economists agree.
I do think you're likely to see that sort of phenomenon take place again as we come out of the pandemic.
The economy doing well could speed up the extent to which organizations have to innovate to attract talent to their organization.
Because the economy was quite strong before the pandemic started, there's no reason we can't come out of it with a great deal of momentum.
And just as the economy affects workers' attitudes, so too do those attitudes impact the economy. Business leaders have long called it a global economy. Need proof? Look no further than COVID-19. Think about it. China sneezed and the world caught a virus. KLOTZ says changes to remote work brought by COVID will make top workers even more valuable as the local and regional job market goes global. So the marketplace will decide which of the many variations of work will continue and which will fade away, right?
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. And think with remote work, companies can now recruit globally. And if an employee wants to be a remote worker, they can apply for a job wherever in the world.
And never leave home. But companies won't just have to pay more for the best people. They may have to up their ante in other benefits.
There's also this assumption that 40-hour work weeks are the norm. And I think there's a lot of employees right now saying 30 hours sounds pretty good to me. 20 hours sounds pretty good to me. There's other employees that are thinking, I'm fine working, a lot of hours, but I would like 1 month a year off.
Go to their kids' games, to be at school functions, to take time off. I think that these are important things that employers are having to realize because employees have had that the last year.
And they have no intention of giving any of that back. In the tech world, they say the pandemic advanced us about 20 years in their business. What has it done for the workplace? How many years have we advanced there?
Probably not 20 years, because I don't have the crystal ball to see how organizations are going to respond to this.
But he says they will have to respond, or miss out on the people they think could bring them the most profit, people with higher expectations than ever before.
I'm looking forward to having a better work-life balance and also just enjoy being outside in the beautiful weather and getting back to normal.
But for many of us, that so-called normal could still look very different. Dennis Turner, 25 News.